My name is Brian Worthington and my intended major is marketing.
A pivot table is a handy tool that allows you to organize and summarize data from a database. For example, a store owner could check which items sold best during a certain quarter using a spreadsheet and a pivot table, instead of manually searching large amounts of data. And here I have an example, but we're going to go ahead and delete that for the sake of the project and the tutorial. Alrighty, so here's the case in point, this large amount of data for Airbnbs in Washington, D.C. As you can see, the columns will stretch into like the thousands. There's no way to actually look through this manually and get a good gist of it. Although the pivot table will help us do that. So we're going to press Command A or Control V for PC users. And then move up to the tab that says Data and find the icon that says Pivot Table. To the right here. And then select Create Manual Pivot Table. And always select a new worksheet. It gives you more room to make the graph on and really just have a good workspace. And here's a new worksheet with the pivot table. On the right here in this little black box is the pivot table builder. It has all the fields from the last database that we just used. Help us really sort out things, really make a different graph, and really make anything we want from the data that we have from the last worksheet. And for the sake of the project, we're going to select neighborhood in the columns label and room type in the row labels. And for the value, we're going to put price. Now price is in sum right now, as you can see with these big numbers over here. So we're going to need to change that to averages. Click the little I right there. And then select average. And then select number as well. Number again. Put it to 2 decimal places. So it doesn't give this big long decimal number. It's going to have this nice round number. Again, if you missed that, I might have talked too fast. Select number. Make sure it's at 2 decimal places. You should be good to go. Righty. And then we're also going to want to filter on this. We're going to put in the filter, if I can find it, minimum nights. And for minimum nights, these Airbnbs can actually run up to like half a year. So we're going to select 2, 3, and 4 nights. You might not want to spend that much time in Washington, D.C. Like seriously, spend 6 months in Washington, D.C. Righty, so now that the data is more concise, we have a better like view of it. It's not big numbers. We can go ahead and make a chart out of it. Select charts up here, columns, and clustered columns. I'll give you this nice clustered column view, some graphs. Enlarge it a bit for you guys. I'll show you which house or Airbnb is most expensive, which one's the most cheapest, which one's the best neighborhoods, I guess. Anything you really want to learn from this. And that's really how you make a pivot table. That's all there is to it. Also, pivot tables make a lot more than just bar graphs. For instance, if we highlight the data again, we can make a pie chart. Depending on what the data is, we can make whatever that kind of chart is. And really, depending on what kind of data it is, we can make this mountains. We can make see-through mountains. Whatever really the data needs, we can make in a pivot table. You can also change around on the builder here a number of views. Take away the averages, of course, and have the sum number of views. See which people really complain about this place the most, the best Yelp reviews and all that. Let me select more of them, get a more accurate representation of all the data we have. Let's see what else we can make here. You can also add in the host name. Might be a mistake though, because it adds every single host's name on the pivot table as well. Wouldn't really want that. And simply, that's how you make a pivot table. I hope this showed you how to do the proper steps and how you can organize the data, and I hope it got me a good grade. Alrighty. And because I'm trying way too hard to be funny, what do you call a cow's friends? Muchachos.